let's see what evidence we have that from our experience, what we actually performed, how did we do in those, how did we identify those opportunities in the past. So these are the real buys and sells which we have made in our fund, but these are all historical. So do not consider it as a recommendation or even have, so we'll not share the current opinion on these stocks. But when we bought it, what was the rationale? So we are rather here to tell you that how we thought of it when we bought them. So this is one of the stocks which is, we said that when 3 years ago, when government was also incentivizing the electric vehicle space, we thought that definitely electric vehicle will take off. And most of the countries across the world, including the US and China, they were incentivizing these electric vehicles because everyone is caring about that climate change is for real, and they have signed up for Paris Accord to meet that net zero target. And that's why the subsidies were being given out till the time industry becomes viable. But we were not sure that how do we participate in that kind of a profit pool shift, because the incumbents, again, they'll be having their existing business which will be getting cannibalized, and there is no proper way to participate in that. But when we looked at that value chain, we saw that the supplier to this EV can actually be a very good beneficiary here, because irrespective of what happens to the existing ICE vehicles or EV operators, they might be running losses, or they may not be, there may not be a winner in the near term. But the supplier will definitely benefit from that, and the profit pool will rest with him till the time the industry reaches a proper, consolidation phase on the actual OEM side. So this example is of Sansera, where we participated, Sansera Engineering, where we participated in the past, and we could, make a very decent return on this by identifying in this fashion. Similarly, this was another example where we thought of that consumer preferences were shifting, and how the sales growth or volume growth for the premium bikes was way higher than the budget bikes. This is one such example where we are showing that the premium bike was growing at 22% in volume terms per annum, and the on the other hand, the budget vehicle was not growing at that rate. So 10 years ago, you will remember that this budget vehicle probably was selling their two-wheelers by saying that you fill it, shut it, forget it, and that was the promise given to the customers. And despite of that, their volume growth has been tepid, which only means that consumer preferences have moved beyond seeking a cheaper or better mileage. They want a style statement, and they want more premium products. And that is an example of consumer preferences. And this company which I am discussing is Eicher Motors. So this is one example of. So in the previous slide, I had told you, remember that IPO is not somewhere that any promoter will always give a very high valuation and sell it in IPO. And IPOs are most of the time expensive, and we never participate that. This was some one-off company where actually the promoter came with a very reasonable price, and even after listing, when we bought, the valuations were quite reasonable, looking at the growth rate, and we could participate in this opportunity. And this company was actually giving loans to the renewable power generation companies as well as the equipment manufacturers, and they were growing at a healthy pace, and the valuations were quite reasonable despite of bumper listing. And this promoter is nevertheless Government of India, and PSU stock. So this company is IREDA, and this company, again, we don't have current view on this stock, but when we bought, our sense was that government at that time wanted to ensure that people get a reasonable price when they do the IPO, and that was how we benefited from it. But we could catch this company only because we saw that within this power industry also there is a profit pool shift, and the companies which are beneficiaries of renewable power will be growing at a much higher rate. And this is one such example. Now, this is another interesting company. We are calling this company D Chengbeng of India. Now, D Chengbeng is a Chinese word, and it means low cost. Why are we calling this company D Chengbeng? Because his cost of production is cheaper than China. And why is that? Because he is a fully integrated pharma player. So what he does is he takes a molecule and integrates all the raw materials as much as possible in the same factory and within India. And that is how he can ensure that his margins are better and his final cost is lower. So he's able to compete with the Chinese peers. And also the European government sees that regulations are such that they are seeing that they want to diversify away from China. And that's why this company is benefiting from the same. So you can see the growth rate of this company is quite healthy versus its peer set. Even the margins are quite healthy versus the peers. Now, this is another example of consolidation. So I had mentioned, you remember that cement, we had put a question mark. So let us see what is happening in cement. In FY17, the cement capacity was at around 430 million ton. And today that capacity stands at 720 million ton. But if you see top five companies share in the total capacity, it's 41%. And today it has risen to 60%. So what it means is fewer and fewer players are controlling a large chunk of the industry. And that is the reason why it will give them some bargaining power. And they can increase the prices if they are not able to make their reasonable return on investments. And the cement companies will benefit from the same. So this company, again, it's not a recommendation, it's a Nuvoco Vistas, but we are sharing more of a process that how do we identify companies rather than really talking about the individual names. This is example of telecom sector where again we identified that the profit pool is shifting, which I discussed at length in my example, where fewer players were left, and we thought that the pricing power will be very high for the telecom companies. So this is one such company in listed space where we participated. It's in the large cap category. And this company is a quality player. His ARPU is higher than the industry always, and every year he's able to increase the prices increase the prices more versus the industry, either because he has better quality customer or international roaming or simply more number of postpaid customers and so and so. So this company is example of Bharti Airtel. Again, no recommendation, it's just example which we want to share on the past.
Mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. Read all scheme related documents carefully.